Hey Queens, I'm back with another video today. I'm spoiling you guys, yes. Anyways, so I thought I'd finally give a whole layout for everyone who keeps asking me the same question. And I feel like it is quite a big pandemic. I always feel like I'm a very good person to give this advice to people about like taking your freedom, okay? There's like a whole thing of like girls wanting to move out and not being able to move out, or girls wanting to travel, not being able to travel. And obviously like doing my gap year and stuff and like going abroad, like even like girls trips and stuff, people asking me like, how do you get your parents to agree? So I thought I'd like give you guys a like template of like seizing your freedom, because at the end of the day, if you don't seize your freedom, I promise you, you will not see a single inch of the world until you are married. And by then it'll be too late, because you'll probably get pregnant and then be a mom. Anyways, okay, so for context, right, I have never been shy to live my truth, okay? So from the ripe age of like 12, okay, 11, you know, I was already very social. I was extremely social when I was younger, so I was always playing out, everything like that. And obviously when I went into secondary school, I have two older sisters who are like, I have one 5 years older than me and one 2 years older than me. So they had like paved the way, but neither one of them was as social as I was. So they had not like prepared or like broken in my parents, you know what I mean, in a way that your older sibling would, and then you would like be free to do whatever. Obviously I didn't have that experience, so it was me like molding my parents so they knew. But I feel like because of the fact that like it was obviously a very new thing, because they were just wondering why I would want to go out and stuff like that. But I feel like once I turned like 15, I literally like realized I have free will. And first of all, I was constantly out anyways, like from a young age, as I said, like even throughout secondary school, I was out every single weekend. That was it. Like I feel like, and then when it was end of term, like I would make sure that I used and abused that. Like, you know, I'm going out to town, I'm having food, all of that. And yeah, once I turned like 15, I realized that there is such a thing as free will. And I was like, I want to try out an experiment. And I wanted to see how my parents would react if I was to tell them I'm doing something rather than ask. And then I started saying like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm going da 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 da, and just in a casual way. Like I wouldn't sit them down and be like, I'm going da da da. No, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm going da 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 on Friday with da da da. And I think it probably helped that they knew all my friends at the time, because I kept a very similar circle. Like from year 8 to year 7 to like year 10, my friendship group barely changed. Like only a couple people left and joined, whatever. And so yeah, they knew like the core. There was a core 4, core 5 of us, so they knew all of them. So I feel like that probably helped with the familiarity aspect. And obviously like their parents are letting them go out too, you know what I mean? So I feel like because of that, like it also made it a bit easier. And with time, like it just became a thing. Like the experiment worked. I started telling instead of asking. The only times when I would then get told off with that is if I really pushed it, because I never got a curfew also, right? Because I was just like, I never really pushed it like crazy. Like in summer, like latest I'd come back was like 11, like latest would be 11. And I remember I pushed it to half 11 one time, and then my dad was like, okay, you need to start letting me know. And then I'd like be on like a good, like I'd be on my best behavior for maybe a week, and then I'd go back to like coming back whenever. And you know what, I feel like the trick is to like, I know that a lot of people also get calls while they're outside the house. This doesn't happen to me at all. And I just feel like maybe like that's a bad thing, because like they low key, like maybe it's like they're not really that bothered. But if you do get a lot of calls, first of all, I don't believe in calling people like excessively when they're outside of the house, because it's just like kind of manipulative. Like you just want them to feel bad that they're outside. Like what is the point in that? Like I genuinely feel like that is absolutely ridiculous. And you know what, I feel like if your parents are like that, then obviously constantly send in updates or whatever, and when you come back home, just debrief them. Literally just like tell them briefly what you did. Like just come back and be like, oh my gosh, yeah, like da, da, da. And if you bombard them with the whole conversation as soon as you're getting in the door, they're not going to have time to tell you off. Do you know what I mean? And if they do tell you off, guys, guess what, did you have a blast that night? Yeah, you did, so it was worth the telling off. Do it again. Like I can't stand, like, if you can't complain about not having your freedom and then do nothing about it, like if you are not seizing your freedom, you're never gonna have it. I promise you. Like there's people out here that are still gonna be at home, living at home, 25, never been on a girl trip, never gone on holiday themselves, never even like stayed out late, never had a sleepover, all of these kind of things. Like it is, you need to think about like what your life could potentially look like. because I know a lot of people like use marriage as like it's going to be a getaway card. You don't know when you're going to get married. You actually do not know. And also I feel like that alters your brain if you're relying on marriage, because you'll be willing to take anyone, and that's not a good sign. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like you need to think like, what are the odds? Like, what is going to happen? Yeah, you're going to get told off. Yeah, whatever might happen. But you know what? Weigh out the pros and cons. If the pros outweigh it, just do it. And I'm a firm believer in like, if you're just going to break them in slowly and slowly, they're going to wear down. Like, obviously if you start by never going out, right, and then pushing it to 11 p.m, you've pushed it. But just start by going out, maybe like coming back home like 8 p.m in the summer, like, and make it a regular thing. Then in the winter, obviously winter changes, because winter it gets really dark really quickly. But if you know what I mean, I feel like you need to do something about it or stop complaining, because honestly, like, I just feel bad for you. Like, at the end of the day, like, there's nothing worse than like feeling like you are a hostage and you can't seize your life. You see life basically passing you by. Your teenage years are gonna go, they're gonna come and then they're gonna go, and there's so many things you experience in teenage years that you cannot re-experience when you're in your 20s. And so I feel like that is literally, there's no cheat code. Like, seriously, once you start wearing them down, like, it's like the idea of like, I go to my parents right now and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm pregnant. And then like they have a whole heart attack and I'm like, oh no, I'm not pregnant, but by the way, I'm going out for dinner tomorrow. It's gonna seem like a rainbow to them in comparison. Like, and the thing is, just do it anyway. That is my biggest advice. Just do it anyway. They're gonna be upset, and then what? How long does people stay angry for? And if they do stay angry, it's just a manipulation tactic, again, because they want you to feel bad that you had a good time. But why should you not have a good time when this is your life and you're never gonna get these times back? Like, I literally don't think there's an excuse. Like, especially like, fair enough, like maybe you're 15, 16. I think 16, you need to really start reevaluating. 18, you need to really reevaluate, because in the blink of an eye, you're going to be 20 and you're never going to have, you're going to be 20, you're 20, your teenage years will have gone by. So many things you can't redo again. But again, you're still young at 20 anyway. Just seize the opportunity while you can. There's so many things to do, so much more to life before you even get married anyway. So there's so many things that you're missing out on by not seizing your freedom. And at the end of the day, like, emotions pass, time's passed, and people get over things. Like, they're never going to speak to you again. Like, okay, they're going to speak to you like in maybe a week, maybe a month, in a year. They're going to speak to you. Like, and anyways, you know what I mean? And I feel like also the big thing is to never break that trust. Once you have your parents' trust, like, you've gone out a few times and nothing's happened, they've seen you're safe, whatever, because it can genuinely come from a caring place and they get scared of your safety, whatever. I don't know. I'm just like, basing it on the fact that they're manipulative and whatever, abusive, but they could be like genuinely nice parents that care about you, and so they want you to like be safe and whatever. So just like build that trust over time. And the thing is, you can never break that trust. Once that trust is broken, it will be extremely difficult to come back on. And I know that a lot of people who like misbehaved or whatever when they were teens and their parents found out, or they got exposed or whatever, and obviously that very much changes parents. Like, they will now keep you on locks forever and you'll never quite be the same. So my biggest advice is like to maintain that trust while you have it. Do not betray that trust for something short and temporary, because you will regret it and you'll pay the prices for a very long time to come. I think that's a very long answer to a very short question. The short answer is to just seize your freedom, ask for permission later, ask for forgiveness later, and just do it now. And at the end of the day, ask yourself, did you still have a good time? If you did, yes, you've done something right and you'll do it again. And that is all. That is my advice for today. Let me know how this works, because I know this works. I hope you guys start living your life unapologetically and seize your freedom while you have it. Seize it.